Good evening, good evening. Why is this camera blurry? Let's see. Fixed. Voila. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome, beautiful people. Good evening, good evening. It's going to be a very popular masterclass. Very popular. We had lots of registrations for this one. We've got Jada joining us as well. Jada's part of our team. Hello from Florida, Czech Republic, Budapest, Greece, Surrey, Texas. It's on my bucket list, Texas. New Zealand. Hello, Noriko. Wow. Again, Finland, India, New York, Poland. Dzień dobry. Denmark, Austria. Oh, I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed. Thank you, universe. Oh, I've always had a global community. Always. Before lockdown, we were doing about 40 to 50 live events in London. It was insane. We're doing them in London hotels, and we had people flying from all over the world to our classes. And I so much enjoyed, teaching face to face. And I miss our community so much. I really do. I got to hug everyone because I'm a hugger. I'm an affectionate person. I got to connect with people. Yeah, I missed it so much, but I'm very grateful that we're able to connect via Zoom internationally. Some of you I know are getting up at some crazy time zones, so I just want to honor the commitment for those of you who are up in the middle of the night, because you could have showed up for the replay. You could have, but you chose to join me live. So I really want to honor your commitment. That just tells me how motivated you are to succeed. Yeah. Moscow. Switzerland, Brazil. Good morning, Claire. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for all your kind words. Yes, I put the makeup on especially for tonight. I've been in yoga gear all day, doing wrestling and yoga in the living room with my daughter. Okay, let's kick off. I've got a kind of full agenda today. For those of you who've been to my masterclasses before, they are jam-packed. I don't do any filler content. The call is recorded, so you better watch the replay. But obviously, joining the live training, it's a different experience joining live, and there'll be Q&A at the end. Okay, so anticipate being here for about an hour, and then at the end I'll open the lines for Q&A and answer some questions. We've got Jada on here as well. Jada's part of my team as well, so if she's answering some of the questions you guys are asking, she's on my team. Okay, right, so this is about the energetics of manifesting money. So before I dive into this whole topic, I want to share a little bit about my background. So I was born in 1976 in communist Poland. And I remember at the time there was rationing. There was rationing for meat, butter, eggs, all sorts of things. And so often, even if you had the rationing ticket, you would go to the shop, and if there was none left, there was none left, regardless of whether you had the rationing ticket. Some of you might have experienced that during the pandemic when there was a huge rush for toilet paper. Just shows you a lot about people's priorities. Well, this is a reality for me and my family on a day-to-day basis, that sometimes the shelves were empty, even though we had these little rationing tickets for our allocation of our food. And I remember my mother, she was walking to one of these vans, in the snow, and she slipped and she broke her leg. And that was it for her. That was it. She realized that this is not the life she wanted for her family, for her future. She had, had been born. My middle sister Ursula had been born, and my mother and father decided to escape communist Poland. So they pretended they were going away to Switzerland on a holiday, and we went to Austria, and we never came back. So we were living in Austria for about a year, and my memories of Austria are actually pretty fond. But when I look back now, I realize the seriousness of the situation we were in. We were living in the attic of a hotel, and it was very dark. I remember like the dark wooden beams. And again, I remember a lot of the snow was very cold. And I remember that the food in the hotel wasn't very good. it gave us food poisoning. So we would eat bread butter with a little bit of sprinkling of salt. So as a kid, I thought it was like super cool to have like crusty bread with, you know, salt and things like that. It was like the treat. But looking back now, as I realized just how poor we were, that we couldn't eat the food at this place because the meat was rotten. And I had visions of my father tying my tooth to a door because they couldn't afford a dentist. And in the end, I cried so much, they let go of the string, they didn't pull the tooth with the door, and they just naturally fall out. So this was my life as a child. And again, my parents didn't feel accepted by the Austrian people. Again, it wasn't a life they really wanted. And so around that time, Australia was doing an immigration program. So off we went to Australia. So for those of you who know the global map, it's literally the furthest you can go. It's the other side of the planet, literally the furthest away my family were from their own family in Poland. Cut off, didn't speak a word of English. So here we are in Australia. The Australian government provided a home for us, provided clothing, toys. I remember getting toys and an education. So they put us in school and they put mum and dad into English classes so they could learn to speak English. Children generally learn to speak much more quickly than adults. So we picked up, my sisters and I, we picked up the English language relatively quickly. And I remember sitting there with the headphones in year two, and sitting with the headphones and reading like Jack is jumping, Jill is skipping. That's how I learned to read English. So that was year two. So I started school and I was a little bit behind the curriculum because I was learning English, right? And so eventually, obviously, you know, academically I caught up, but my parents had been university educated, master's degree people in Poland. But when I came to Australia, their qualifications didn't count for anything. And so mum and dad had to go back to university. So the way that they took care of us and funded, you know, their education was my father would like deliver flyers through letterboxes at 2 cents Australian each. Okay. And my mother would be cleaning the homes of the wealthy families of some of the children that I went to school to. And eventually they clawed their way, so, you know, saved up some money, went to university, upgraded their qualifications, and they came away with, you know, master's degrees, and they became a town planner. So my mother was a coastal planner, and my father was a town planner. And so they worked really hard. They built a house from ground up on a concrete slab, ground up. And my parents worked really long hours. They couldn't make every school play, unfortunately, but with the hard work that they were able to kind of achieve, they were able to put me and my two sisters through a private church school. So I had a good education. But my parents, they were wonderful people, highly educated, but they didn't know financial literacy. They didn't have the best money mindset beliefs, right? So we know that our beliefs, our programming, if you will, get handed down from our parents, right? Comes from our parents, which we call genetic programming. Core program comes from our parents, and what we see on television from our friends and other significant people like teachers and so forth. We also have genetic programming, so the program that's in our DNA from our ancestors. Okay, so when I started doing work on myself, some of the things I uncovered was my grandfather, my father's father, when they were living in Poland during the war, my father would hide money, like coins and things, hide money in the floorboards and the walls, because when the Nazis came, they took everything, right? They would just literally take paintings, light fixtures, the silverware, diamonds, everything. So it wasn't safe to have money. It wasn't safe to show money because it would be taken. So my grandfather would hide and bury it in the back garden or under floorboards. So I only found out this many, many years later. So this was running in my very DNA. Right? I didn't have conscious awareness of it, but this was running in my DNA. This is all going to start to make sense once we start diving into the money mindset. So my grandfather's program was, it wasn't safe to have money, it wasn't safe to show that you had money, that you have to hide the money, you have to like look that you're poor because otherwise others will take it. And so, yeah, growing up in Australia, you know, my parents worked really hard. They actually eventually built 2 homes. So we grew up in Western Australia, Perth, and I was able to go to university, and then my parents moved to Sydney. I completed my studies, and when my studies were finished, I moved to Sydney, and I started my first job. And the programming that I got was, you go to school, you get good grades, right? Get good grades, you get a good job, right? If you get a good job and you work really hard, then you'll make money. You'll be able to take care of yourself, and everything's supposed to be fine. So I followed that format, followed that programming. I know many of you probably grew up with a very similar programming. You work hard to make money, right? You study hard, and and then you get a good job and you'll secure your future, and then one day you'll get to like retire, right? Retire with your pension fund. That was like the plan or the paradigm that I got programmed with. But from a very young age, I just felt that there was another way. I just felt like I was different. There was another way. I could see my parents working such long hours and worrying and fighting over money. And I didn't want that for myself. And I just was wondering, there must be another way. So my parents, tried lots of different things. They tried network marketing, lots of different companies, including New Ways, Avon, Amway, a bunch of others as well. But the benefit of those companies was they have a very strong personal development arms. They really develop their people. And so I grew up listening to these personal development cassettes in the car. So I grew up listening to Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, John Canary, Jim Rohn, Brian Tracy, right? And these were all American, right? So I grew up listening to I like myself, I like myself, I like myself. So mum and dad would play these cassettes and these tapes in the car as a way to try and reprogram their mindset. And that's how it was done back in the 80s. To reprogram the mindset, it was done through repetition, right? You listen over and over and over again, you affirm, and eventually you start to believe this new truth that you are abundant, or you are rich, or that you are happy, right? So that's, but that really stayed with me. So when I turned 21, my mother bought me tickets to a program called Born Rich by Bob Proctor. And I remember laying there on the floor, and Bob Proctor was taking us in this guided meditation, this purple lavender light to manifest our vision of our life. And I got hooked. This was something else I'd never seen before. It combined the components of mainstream personal development with spirituality. I'd never experienced that before, and magic started to occur. So I met my soulmate, who's my husband now. We left Australia and moved to the UK, and we built our lives. But I was still running these old programs of having to work hard for money, right? So I'll go from job to job, working very long hours. Like sometimes I'd be working from 8 in the morning till midnight, and then catching a bus home, only to be back at the office the next day. No overtime, obviously. This was in the advertising industry, so I worked very hard. I got really good recognition, and I was on a fair salary, but I was working way too hard for the money, way too hard. So let me ask you, like, if working hard was the path to riches and success, why aren't nurses rich? Right? They are the hardest working people right now on the planet. Nurses. Yeah, they're one of the lowest paid industries. So working hard does not equal riches, even though that's still sitting in the programming of our collective consciousness. Your parents may have said that. It's what you see on the TV, the news, the media. Your teachers may say that. So this is like a blatant lie, programming that is outdated, and it was never true to begin with. Because if working hard got you riches, you'd be rich by now, right? I know many of you in my community, you're not afraid to working hard. And I'm not saying hard work is not required. But if the only way to create riches in your life is through hard work, then you will subconsciously, consistently create unnecessary hard work and struggle for you. So now this comes to my next piece, is that the story of struggle is not essential to your success. The story of struggle is not essential for your success. So we're being told that, if you struggle and you overcome, you'll learn your lessons, and then you'll become better and stronger through those. You'll overcome those, and then you'll be the hero. And people make statues in the name of the people who struggled and then died. Right? And so in our subconscious, we have this programming of, well, we have to struggle to overcome something to learn a lesson. We have to struggle to overcome something to achieve greatness. That somehow we have to struggle. What if struggle wasn't necessary? What if struggle wasn't the only path towards success, towards greatness, towards learnings, towards expansion? What if there was another way? Right? And so subconsciously, we create struggle to get ourselves out of it. Right? So this might be the feast or famine pattern with money. Feast or famine pattern. Right? Money comes in, all of a sudden there's always plenty of money, all of a sudden it's gone again. It's gone again. Feast, famine, right? Or the pattern of that actually that there's never enough, that you're always struggling. Maybe you're working 2 jobs and it's never enough. No matter how hard you work, you can never get ahead. Or that people aren't seeing the value of your skill set, your talents, and you're not able to get paid and being rewarded fairly or abundantly for your services. That perhaps, and I see this a lot with artists. I'm an artist. So painters, musicians, it's like the starving artist syndrome, right? Great talent, great gifts, but others are not able to see the value, and therefore they don't get paid abundantly, right? So what is your money pattern? As I'm talking about, my personal story, the way I was brought up and the programs that my parents handed down to me from their parents, what were some of the programs that you were programmed with? So I remember one of the things that my father would say is, money doesn't grow on trees, right? I always have expensive taste, always, since a child. It wasn't intentional, it's just the way I've been built. I like beautiful things. I'm a very visual person, as you can see. I'm very visual. I don't like it because it's expensive. I like it because it's beautiful. When I see something that's been produced with love and care and crafted and well made, I can really appreciate the aesthetic. I've always been like that, always. Hence, I became a graphic designer and an art director. I was very much in the visual photography. I studied photography, so I'm a very visual person. So I don't choose it because it's sparkly and it's expensive. I choose it because it's beautiful, it's visually stimulating, and it just brings me joy. So that might also be a beautiful walk in an amazing forest, right? There's a beautiful forest we've just recently discovered, not too far from where we are, and it's like, oh my God, like God is kissing this park. It's just beautiful. When the sunlight comes through the mist into the pine trees, the smell of the pine and the soil and the mushrooms and the feel of the earth under my feet, I'm just like, just the beauty. I'm just in absolute awe and relishing the beauty around me. So it doesn't always have to be something that's being purchased. I also appreciate the beauty around me. So let me know, guys, in the chat, what have been some of the programs that you've been programmed with by family? Yeah, Gina's saying, I'm a nurse. It's true. Yeah. So what programs have you been, what money patterns do you feel that you have been programmed with? Yeah, that we cannot afford it. So this is an incredibly destructive program, right? And I had this one as well. I can't afford it, can't afford it. So the moment you say, I can't afford it, your mind shuts down. You don't allow yourself to think anything creatively, that actually you cut yourself off from the opportunity, and essentially what you're saying is no. You want it, but you're saying no, the door closes, and that feeling of it's like despondency and it's not fair. Maybe you're having resentment towards the company or the thing that you're really wanting because you can't afford it. It's out of your reach, it's out of your budget, right? It may bring up anger issues. It may bring up shame, low self-worth. Can you see the spiral down, right? As a result of this belief of I can't afford it. So what if the new languaging would be, how can I afford it? How can I afford it? So I trained myself to reframe the question to how can I afford it? The moment you say, how can I afford it? You open yourself up to creative thinking, to ideas and opportunities. Even if it doesn't come in that very moment, it may come to you from the universe in the next day or so, couple of days, weeks, months, as long as you keep saying, how can I afford it? Because in my experience, when people want something bad enough, if they're highly motivated, they'll find a way. They'll find a way. And I've seen this so many times over the last 13 years as a spiritual teacher, healer and coach, that when somebody wanted something badly enough and they didn't have the money at the time, they manifested it, they put the desires out, they put their intentions out, kept saying, how can I afford it? And the perfect solution was shown to them, because you open up the creative mind when you say, how can I afford it? Yeah, I have to work hard to make a living. Yeah. If I have money, I'll lose it. Yeah, that others will take it. Yeah, or it'll be taken from me by the government or the tax man. Oh, that's a common one. Thank you, Shah. Poor is humble, more religious. That's one of the most stupid programs that we have in society. I swear to God, I've lived in poverty. There is nothing spiritual about being poor. When you're poor, your frequency is down and you're like penny pinching. You're being cheap with yourself, right? You open yourself up for manipulation because you're in energy of desperation and lack. You're in survival mode. And when somebody's in survival mode, sometimes they do things that are unethical, right? They operate out of love and from a place of fear and panic, right? If someone is in this desperation and fear, they'll act out of integrity. Let me give you an example. When I used to live in East Dulwich, there was this beautiful sculpture in the park by a very famous artist. Her last name was Unsworth. Barbara Unsworth, I think. She's quite famous. There was this beautiful sculpture I totally loved. And this was back in 2008 when we had that first kind of, or the most recent recession. scrappers stole the sculpture from the park to melt it down for metal, for scrap metal. I mean, that sculpture was priceless, priceless. And maybe they got maybe a couple of £100 from that metal that they're able to melt down from that sculpture. It was just so sad. But those people did that out of desperation. They were willing to destroy a piece of art in a public place out of desperation to make the 200. They were desperate for the 200. So there is nothing spiritual about being poor whatsoever. In fact, it's propaganda. It's propaganda because when it all started with the Catholic religion, there was the separation of the classes, right? And so they made the lower classes believe that somehow they were more spiritual, they're closer to God, they'll go in heaven, that somehow their suffering here on earth is going to be rewarded in heaven. What a load of bullshit. Right? What a load of bullshit. You are always close to God. You are not separate from God. Every soul gets to return to God, right? Your weight is not measured on how much you suffered. God loves all that you are, and he's not counting how much suffering you went to prove your worth. What a load of rubbish, right? So this is beliefs or programs we need to blow up. In fact, riches are spiritual. When you have plenty, when you have overflow, what are you going to do? Right? You'll buy the stuff that you need. But I mean, honestly, like you've got 10 fingers. You're going to need 100 rings? There's only, how many watches are you going to buy? How many cars are you going to buy? How many boats if you want a boat, right? How many houses? At some point, enough is enough. You're like, I've got all this overflow. What else am I going to use this money for? Then you shift your frequency into generosity, into contribution. That it's no longer about the stuff that you're needing out of like ego or to validate your status. You're no longer needing it, right? It's nice to have those things, but that's not your pursuit or reason for money. Then once you've got the ring, the car, the house, then what? You're going to do great work with the money. Great work. All those philanthropy projects. I've spoken to so many healers with beautiful dreams, ambitions for, building that retreat center on some mountain in Goa or Nepal or Spain, Portugal, right, on the US. Pipe dreams. They haven't fully committed to it. They stay in the energy of poverty. That one day they'll have this retreat center. That retreat center, it's going to be the cost of the land, the costs of the building, the staff that are going to be working in that place. Right? It's the facilities that are going to be managed, the electricity, the gas, the water. That's all going to cost money, right? The philanthropy projects, the donations you want to give, all that costs money. So once you have your needs met, you're going to be motivated by contribution and growth. That's why you want to get rich. Not just so you can buy another fancy car or a diamond ring. You can have those things. Like I said, you've only got 10 fingers. You're not going to wear them all at once like a Christmas tree. Yeah, it just ceases to be exciting. In fact, one of my dear friends that I met in Phoenix, Arizona, she says at some point I just got bored of the Ferris wheel. You get on the Ferris wheel, you buy the bag, and you're back down again. Oh, I need to buy another bag. Oh, I need to buy another pair of shoes. Oh, I need to buy another car. And it's just the cycle. And the happiness never lasted. Right? There's always something new to buy, but it never gave that sense of peace, that sense of happiness that lasted. She found her happiness in the philanthropy. That's where she found her happiness. So I'm not saying all those material things aren't spiritual. Of course they are. It's all spiritual. But what I'm saying is, by deciding that being rich is a spiritual sacred act, you have plenty to spend, plenty to save, plenty to invest, and plenty to give where you choose to, not the fear that's going to be taken from you, because that's a scarcity mindset, but plenty to give. There's plenty left over. Just feel the energy of that, right? So this fear of, oh, someone's going to take it from me, that's a scarcity, lack energy. But if you know that there's always plenty and overflow, then you just get to give, and you get to choose where you give, which charities you wish to sponsor, or maybe you'd like to set up your own foundation, or maybe it's that retreat center, or maybe donating maybe 10% of your business to offering free healings or free coaching sessions to those who can't afford it. What are you going to do with this overflow? That should be your motivation. That should be your motivation. Yeah, Jenny, only educated people earn a lot of money. Yeah, unfortunately, these PhD doctors and things, they're not earning a lot of money. Yeah, also not a truth. Yeah, the starving artist syndrome, a super common one. I've worked with a lot of artists. Yeah, help them to make lots of money. Yeah, that somehow it's not spiritual to be materialistic. Why not? Everything comes from God. Everything, right? This fancy glass, right? That was once sand from the earth, came from God. This leather from an animal, that came from God. This phone, the minerals that were pulled from the earth came from God. Everything comes from God. The material and the immaterial. Yeah. Yeah, it's not safe to have money. Yeah, penny pinching. So rich people are greedy, rich people are evil. Yeah, that's a big one to unpack. And I'm not saying there aren't evil rich people, but there are also evil poor people too, right? And there are good poor people and there are good rich people too. It's where you focus. It's where you focus. Yeah. Okay. So the 5 mindset shifts to attract more money in your life now. Number one, I hope you're writing these down, guys, and please type it into the chat as well so I know you're paying attention. This is going to help activate your learning, accelerated learning. So you're going to be hearing me, you're going to be seeing me, you're going to be typing in the chat to solidify these 5 crucial mindsets. The first one is you can't manifest more money by focusing on the lack. They're mutually exclusive. If you're focusing on the empty bank account or the money running out and what you're being told by the economy, by the media, with regards to what's happening in the economy, if you focus on all that lack, you can't manifest the money. It just simply won't come. They're mutually exclusive. On a frequency scale, they're in different places altogether, right? So if all you're doing is focusing on the lack and worrying about the lack and focusing on not enough money, you keep looking at your bank account and you're focusing on not enough money, you're simply going to be manifesting more of that. So the solution to that is the pivot, the shift to a better feeling thought, right? So this might be changing your physical state, right? So if you're panicking and worried about money, then what can you do that's going to make you feel abundant, right? So that for me, it's walking in nature. If I'm walking in nature in a beautiful forest, I automatically feel abundant, right? When I didn't have much money, I would go to one of my favorite hotels, the Rosewood Hotel in London, and have the matcha latte. I wouldn't have any food. I just have the matcha latte, and the guy would come out with the trolley and the brushes, and you explain how the matcha latte is made, the matcha from the Japanese traditions, and how the water has to be at the right temperature. It would be this beautiful theater as I sat there on these velvet seats in this beautiful hotel in the mirror room. And all these gorgeous flowers and everyone dressed really proper. So I put on my best outfit that I had and I'll sit there and I'll just enjoy the matcha latte. Now this thing was about, I don't know, 14 pounds or something like that, but it made me feel so abundant. It was just so pleasurable. I wasn't thinking of, oh, poor me, I can't afford the food here. I was thinking, oh my God, I'm just totally going to enjoy this matcha latte. It was just, and it was made perfectly. So, or drinking out of a nice glass, right? So this might be drinking water out of a champagne glass or a wine glass, right? It might be putting on your best clothes and even if you're sitting at home working, putting on your best clothes, your hair and makeup. For me, that makes me feel abundant. So what can you do that automatically shifts you out of lack and puts you into an abundant state? Something that you can do physically. So one of the other things I used to do, and I've got a lot of books on interiors because I used to do interior design as well. I would love looking at interiors books, at beautiful furniture and lighting, and I would just mentally like move into the rooms and I would picture like where I would have, how would I lay out the bedroom, how would I lay out the living room. So I forgot so much pleasure from looking at these beautiful interiors books and the beautiful homes that the rich and wealthy would have. That would make me feel abundant. So what can you do to make yourself feel abundant? Dance. Yes, absolutely. That definitely shifts physiology. Watching grand designs. Yes, I used to watch grand designs as well. Absolutely. Yes. Window shopping. Yes, absolutely. Meditate, sing, cook. What else, guys? What else makes you feel abundant? Cinema. Yes. Yeah. Expensive cafe, expensive hotel. Visualize abundance. Yes, visualizing. Yeah. Traveling. Pinterest board. Yes, Pinterest board. I've got one. Yes, I've got my dream list. My dream list for my home. How I'm going to do my garden and everything else like that. And I've got my dream list of all of like the fancy toys I would like. Yeah, like the watch, the bracelet and stuff like that. Perfumes. Yes. Listen to music. Yes. Jazz. If I'm drinking a glass of wine and I'm listening to jazz, I feel very abundant, very abundant. Home spa. Yes, Samantha, I love that. I love that. Well, during lockdown, that's what we all resorted to, right? So I bought a bunch of like face masks and I was doing spa days at home. Yeah. Yeah, flower essences. Love it. Love it. Watching the clouds, the glass of wine. Thermal spa hotels. Oh, yes. I've been to one of those. I went to one in Zurich. Very nice. Very nice. And these things don't have to cost a lot of money. Like in the UK, we have Groupon. You can get really cheap deals on spa days. That's what I used to do when I didn't have much money. I would book these like spa days that were worth a couple of hundred, and I got them for like 50 or 60 pounds. Journaling, mantras, designing jewelry. Oh, interesting, Hugo. Oh, you design jewelry. Buying flowers, staying overnight hotels. Guys, you got it. You got it. I love the vibe in here. I love it. Okay, so when you're in that place, from that place, you manifest the money. Okay, from that place. So focusing on lack can never manifest the money. You can't look at the empty bank account or the overdraft or the credit card bills and manifest money. They're mutually exclusive. You must shift your state, then manifest. Journal your heart away, visualize, meditate, right? Write, do like vision boarding, all of that stuff from that high frequency. Okay, number 2, having defined goals. If you're saying, oh shit, I just need some money, I just need lots of money, what the hell does that mean? The universe doesn't know how to respond to, I just need lots of money, and you're in a panic. So you must have a well-defined goals. So money loves a purpose. Somebody type that in for me into the chat. Money loves a purpose. So when you define a specific goal, I would like to manifest, I don't know, $50,000 for a deposit for my first home, right? That might be something. Instead of, I want to manifest, 20,000 to pay off my credit card debt, right? No one's ever excited about paying off credit card debt, right? It's not a good motivator. So you want to be manifesting more than enough, so that more than covers the money that you have on credit cards, and the plenty for the things that you would really like. Okay, so when you're manifesting, it's the plenty and overflow. So you specify the goal, right? What you want the money for, Money loves a purpose, right? So, and you can specify more than one goal. You're definitely allowed more than one. In fact, the more, the better. So it might be the manifesting the money for, the deposit for the home, and it might be the money that you need for the furniture and for the washing machine and the dryer and for the, for the insurance for the home, for example, or manifesting for a new car. How much is that car going to cost, right? You want to know those numbers. The more specific you are, the better. If you're going to manifest a home, what kind of home? How many bedrooms? Right? If you're like, oh God, I just need to move out of my parents' house, I just need to get my own place. It's just what kind of goal is that? Right? The universe doesn't know what to give you. It's going to give you all random things because you haven't been specific. So when you want to manifest a home, you want to specify, like, what is it? City? Is it country? Right? Is it, do you have a garden, or is it like an apartment? Right? Do you want sort of ground floor? Do you want sort of top floor? Do you want like a quiet suburb, or do you want like the buzz of city and restaurants and clubs and things like that? The more specific you are, the better the manifestation, right? So I'm layering some concepts for you, so when we get to our manifesting meditation, you know exactly what to ask for, okay? And you're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to ask for more. All this is allowed. All this is allowed, okay? So well-defined goals, Okay, number 3, discipline, self-motivation, and persistence. Somebody type that in for me. Discipline, self-motivation, and persistence. So people just give up too soon on their goals. They try something, it doesn't work. And, oh, this doesn't work. Let me do something else. And they jump to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. I've seen this pattern a lot with energy healers. They'll come to my class, and often they'll have more qualifications than me. They'll have a lot of like healing qualifications. They'll come to my class, do a few classes, and then do something else. They do something else, and they go off to the next modality. Now, there is nothing wrong with upgrading your qualifications, learning new skills. Like if you love healing and you want to do lots of modalities, that's wonderful. But if you're just jumping from modality to modality because you're avoiding taking the action necessary just to show up and do your great work and actually help people, then that's an avoidance tactic. All you're doing is spending money on courses that you're not actually applying into your everyday life to help yourself or your family or friends or clients, right? It's a self-sabotaging. I've seen this a lot in the healing category, and I'm sure this happens in a lot of other industries, right? So you must have discipline. You must have the discipline that you're willing to say, if you want something badly enough, that you're wanting to create money for this, this deposit for the home, and you want it for badly enough, you must be disciplined. That discipline to show up every day, be guided by soul for which actions you take in order to make that happen. Okay, and you're going to be self-motivated. You can't have those brown envelopes from the government be your motivator to make money. On a subconscious level, if you don't have a higher motivator, you'll manifest some crazy shit, right? It'll be the bailiffs knocking on your door as a motivator to get your ass making money, right? It might be the kids need new school shoes as your motivator to make more money, right? It might be the partner, attacking you, judging you, saying you're not earning your part of the deal. Right? I'm carrying this entire family. When are you going to go start working? When are you going to earn some money? So you don't want that as your motivator, right? So self-motivation is being motivated by something of a higher purpose rather than subconsciously manifesting drama and trauma to get your ass into gear because it's external motivation, right? If the taxman's coming after you, if the IRS is coming after you for money, that's a very serious motivator. If the taxman's coming after you, it's very frightening. Like quite a few years ago, we had one of the I think it was the VAT guys knocking on our door. It was very unpleasant. Very unpleasant. They use intimidation tactics. I would not wish that on anyone. Rude, intimidation. It was not nice at all, right? But that was the motivator for us to get our ass into gear, right? Yeah. So you want to choose a higher motivator, right? The motivator is you want to get rich so that you can make a greater contribution to the world, right? So that means hiring a team in your company, right? It might be a virtual assistant, might be a web designer to finally get your business off the ground and build your courses, right? At Bergeron, I did it so much by myself for so long, and it held me back. It held me back. I kept telling myself the story, I can't afford it, can't afford it. In the end, I got a coach. She said, it's a bullshit story. Hire someone. They'll help you make money. And that's exactly what they did. I made my first hire and revenues went up in the business. She made 4 times her salary back into my business because she got things organized for me. I no longer had to pack my boxes. I no longer had to set up the rooms, do the manuals, deal with customer inquiries, like where's the course, what time's the course, even though the information was on the website, people would still ask. All that stuff took time. That all I needed to do was show up and teach, show up and do my magic, and she took care of the rest, right? I needed money to do that, okay? So higher motivator, and the persistence, not giving up. If you want something badly enough, you don't give up. You don't change the goal, you just change the deadline. Because knowing that one day you will get there, one day you'll get there. So discipline, self-motivation, and persistence. Okay, we talked about this just briefly. Number 4, having a high value goal. High value goal. If you're like, well, I'd like to make a lot of money, make millions, so that I could look really cool on Insta and I could be one of those cool influencers and with that beauty filter and be by the beach in my bikini drinking my, my mocktail, right? That's not really a high value motivation. Yes, you can manifest money for those reasons, but it's much easier to manifest money from a higher value goal. So when I talk about high value goal, what that means to me is the impact you're going to do with your great work. We exchange our time, our skill set, our knowledge, our gifts in exchange for money. This exchange, the sacred act of selling. Okay, my gifts, my talents, in exchange for money, right? So my goal for manifesting more abundance is so I can impact more people around the world. I would love to liberate healers around the world from scarcity mindset. There are so many healers who are still plugged into, oh, it's spiritual to be poor. It's wrong to want material things. Oh, it's greedy to want more money, right? Look, all those people, starving in Africa. Well, if you're broke, how are you going to help the people in Africa? You can't. You can't even take care of your needs, right? But if you have plenty, then you can sponsor some children in Africa. Yeah, I have 3 children I'm committed to sponsoring for the rest of my life currently. 3 girls from around the world. They're my other children for the rest of their life. That I made that commitment. That can only be done with money, guys. It can only be done with money. So high value goals. So if your motivator is towards impact, towards legacy, towards mission, towards service, I guarantee your money will come so friggin' fast, it'll blow you away. Instead of me, I want the boat, I want the car, I want the hair, I want the Botox, I want the lips, I want the dress, right? What's happening on social media right now, it's these fake lives. If your motivation is from growth, contribution, impact, your money will show up so much faster. God wants to give you this abundance. God wants to give it to you. And universe, God, creator will give it to you so much faster when you are aligned to a higher value goal. Higher value goal. You can have all those things. You can have the hair, the lips, the Botox, the makeup. You can have all that stuff. I'm not saying you can't. What I'm saying is choose a higher motivator. Higher motivator than that. Yeah. Then when the going gets tough, because you have such a compelling why, that you will be willing to push through it. So we talked about persistence, right? If you have a higher value goal, right? I'm totally unavailable to stop my donation to World Vision. Totally unavailable. No matter what, I'm taking care of those girls for the rest of their lives. No matter what, unavailable. They're my children now. Top of my 2 kids, these are my girls. One day I'll get to visit them, hopefully, and see the life that I've been able to help. Yeah. So higher value goal. Yep. So what would you guys like to be as your higher value goal? So as I've been speaking, let me know in the chat. What is going to be your high value goal? High value goal. Zoe, I desire to make a huge impact in the world. With whom, Zoe? With who? Who are you going to impact? Stephanie, help orphanages. Yes, yes. I had the opportunity to visit an orphanage when I was in Morocco. One of our students was one of the managers at this charity, and in that country, if a woman falls pregnant out of wedlock, the babies just get abandoned. So there's a lot of babies. It was so sad. It was so sad. But the work they were doing was wonderful. Was wonderful. Help connecting new families with these children. Help teenagers. Love that. Helping people to be happy, self-care for clinicians and humanitarians. Oh, I love that, Sergio. That feels really aligned for you. I want to open a senior home for those who need and offer them healing, like a temple. Oh, very nice. Heal sick people. Help poor countries. See, you guys are my people. You're my people with great missions. This shit's going to take money, guys. You need to get on making some money. I want to create huge, massive impact, change the world. Domestic abuse, violence. Yes, yes. I love that, Bex. Yes, absolutely. Children from Africa. Beautiful. Yeah. Help children with anxiety. Yeah. That's a lot of that's going on right now because obviously we had, the pandemic and the lockdown and children being, in masks and isolation, and they haven't developed like natural interactivity skills with other humans. So some of them are suffering from anxiety because they're literally suffering from lack of physical touch and in human interaction. So we're going to be, a lot of these kids are going to be suffering from like some mental, like, anxiety, depression, social anxiety, things like that. So definitely like healers, we're going to need to be helping the next generation of kids, definitely. Teach others to connect to their inner wisdom, unplug from the matrix. Love that. Release trauma from rape girls in third world country. Yes, I love that, Michelle. Yes. Fund environmental projects. Donations to sexual victims support organization in Finland. Help teenagers out of depression and suicidal thoughts. Yes. Oh my God. So in lockdown, you saved 32 lives already. Wow. Wow. God, I'm going to cry. You guys are amazing. Give back to my country. CBD oils for pain relief. A treatment center for cancer. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Oh God, I can't cry. Oh, you are my people. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. You guys are amazing. Let that be your motivation. Let that be your motivation. Okay, and number 5, the law of compensation. What you reap is what you sow. What you reap is what you sow. So currently the money you're earning right now is a direct relation to the value you're providing in the marketplace. The value. Not saying how hard you're working. right? The long hours, I'm saying the value you are providing in the marketplace, right? Is there a need for what you do? A great need, right? Healers, coaches, definitely, definitely. There's a huge need for you right now on this planet. Definitely. In fact, our industry is booming right now, booming. There are healers and coaches out there that are making millions, multiple millions, by servicing and adding massive value to tens of thousands of people around the world. They're offering massive value. And they're not doing one-to-one, they're doing groups. They're doing groups, they're doing online, they're doing virtual trainings like this in a Zoom call, right? It's not difficult to do at all, right? So let go of that, technology is too difficult for you. It's the story. Let go of the story that nobody will show. People need your gifts right now. They really do. They really do. So there is a great need. And how can you provide massive value to a lot of people? That's your solution to riches. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. So the secret formula to making money is having the right ingredients in the right order. So you all have most of the ingredients, some of the ingredients, you may have all the ingredients. You've just been putting them in the wrong order. If you imagine like you're trying to like make a souffle and you put in the milk first and then you put in the egg whites and you're trying to whip the egg whites, like, oh, it's not whipping. Oh, it's not whipping. Oh, why is it not whipping? It's because you put the milk in. You put the wrong ingredient in first, right? So it's not that you don't know how to make money. You've just using the right ingredients in the wrong order, So the first order is clarity. What do you want? The more specific, the better. In theta healing, we say this or greater. So we specify what we want and say this or greater. So we leave it up to the universe to give us even more, which I agree with. I love that. But you do need to start with a starting point. What is my clarity? What am I wanting to create in my life, right? Why do I want it is also a very important component. So what do you want and why do you want it? And we talked about this already, the high value goal, having a compelling why, because unfortunately in the human experience, sometimes things don't go our way. Sometimes there are difficulties, sometimes there are challenges. These things help us to grow, right? I see these as opportunities rather than problems. That's something I've programmed myself with. They are opportunities rather than problems, things to overcome, right? So what you want, why you want it, right? Next, clearing your resistance to having it. Clearing your resistance to having it. So I'm going to be doing an energy clearing. So for those of you who are brand new to me, so I'm Anna Kitney. I'm a theta healing instructor and teacher. I'm a spiritual life coach and advisor to legacy leaders. So with my private clients, I work with business owners who are looking to create impact on the planet, who are doing great work and getting abundantly paid for it. That's me. So in this next section, I'm going to be taking you through an energy clearing. So this is the clearing the resistance to what you're wanting. So say, for example, you're wanting to manifest, a nice big home, right? Maybe it's, a 4-5 bedroom home with a big garden, a drive, and all the rest of it. But your subconscious fear is, oh my God, if I have this house, the mother-in-law will move in, right? Or my brother who's, sleeping on my, people's sofas, he's going to want to crash and I'll never get rid of him, right? That might be the fear, right? Or that my ex-husband will stop the payments, right? He'll stop the payments and he'll stop supporting the kids and he'll expect me to take care of the kids if I have this house, because all of a sudden he'll think I'm rich, right? So releasing the resistance is the fastest path to getting what you want, because you've been asking for the money and it hasn't shown up. And it's not like God's not listening. God is listening. But God is also listening to your counter commands. Oh, if I have the money, that must mean I'll be working really hard for it. And I'm already working really hard. There's no way I could do two jobs, because if I did 2 jobs, I'd never see my kids. If I have more money, that means I'll have to pay more tax, and then I'll have to get an account and it'll be more complicated. And I don't want to pay more tax, so it's better not to have more money. If I have more money, then, maybe my partner will stop working and then it'll just be all up to me, and then it'll be a burden because I'll have to take care of the entire family because it'll be all up to me. It's better not to make the money. If I make the money, then, oh my God, my friends will, find out and they'll want me to buy all the dinners. They'll expect me to buy all the dinners because I'm the one that's the millionaire and they're not. And then, that means that they're not really my friends. I'll lose all my friends and I'll be alone. If I make the money, then something bad will happen. If I have money, then I can't have health. And then, health is the first wealth. So I can't have the money because I'll lose my health. Do you see? We all have these counter commands. So the reason your money is not showing up is because you have the resistance. So I'm going to ask you right now, guys, and you're welcome to share it in the chat, or this might be a bit of journaling homework for you tonight. If you get to have all that you desire, your bucket list, everything, money and everything else, if you get to have everything that you want, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? Yeah, interesting. If I make all the money, men will not want me. Interesting. I'll lose my health. There will be nothing else to strive for. That's a common one, Janet. Yeah, that life will get boring, nothing to strive for. Why even bother getting out of bed? That it might not be fulfilling. I'll be alone. It'll be stolen, overwhelmed. I'll have it and I'll lose it all, just like Rocky. People won't like me. I'll be more money, more problems. Kids will get spoiled. My family will hate me even more. Easy come, easy go. Yeah, that's a common fear. If I have it, I'll lose it all. It's better not to have it at all. It's a bit like chocolate. Once you've tasted chocolate, you can't go back, right? People will think for me, I don't know what that means. I would thrive. Oh, well done, Gina. I'll be too attractive and people will be endless. Yeah, that people will be jealous of you. People are jealous anyway. My family will be killed. Yeah, I had a client, very, very wealthy client, and she had to leave her home country because they were so wealthy. They were afraid they were going to be killed. This was a reality for one of my clients. Kidnapped. I'll be bored, lose my purpose. So can you see why the money's not showing up? Right? You're manifesting struggle. You're working really hard, right? You're delivering massive value. You're busting your gut and it's still not here and you're getting frustrated, thinking God's not listening. Yes, God is listening. You're a wonderful manifester. You're manifesting to be safe. You're manifesting friends that like you. You're manifesting friends that like you because you stay at their level, right? You're manifesting not to get kidnapped, right? You're manifesting to belong. You think this is how you're safe. You're manifesting so that one day the man can rescue you and take care of you and he can be the alpha, right? You know, doing a wonderful job of manifesting exactly what you want on a subconscious level. So this is going to be your inner work, guys. Now this could be using theta healing if you're theta healers on the call, journaling. You can use the work by Bar and Katie. This is going to be your job to release the resistance. So I'm going to do a bit of an energy clearing, right? We're going to be doing a guided meditation as well. We're going to be doing some manifesting. So I'm going to clear the resistance. Then once we've cleared some resistance, I'm going to be taking you through a guided meditation to manifest all your desires, all your desires. You ready, guys? You ready? Okay, let's get comfortable. Close your eyes. Okay. Center yourself in your big, beautiful heart. Just you're going to imagine you're sharing space and sharing molecules with the room that you're in. The walls, the floors. You and the room are one. Expanding now, you're going to imagine you're sharing space and sharing molecules with the building that you're in. Now the city, the country, the planet. You and this earth are one. Okay, expanding past the earth, through our solar system, our Milky Way galaxy, past all the galaxies, and past the universe, through layers of light. Just keep expanding outwards. Through layers and layers of light, until you come to a beautiful, pearly, iridescent, bright, bright white light. The energy of the Creator, God, universal intelligence, whatever you call this energy, the infinite universal intelligence. You're made of this substance. You are not separate. You're part of all that is. You're not separate. You're part of all that is. Beautiful. Well done. Okay, so with this clearing can only work with your permission. So as I'm tuning into everyone listening live, as well as anyone listening to the replay, you just need to say yes out loud. Creator, universe hears you, and so I have permission to make changes. So would you like the highest truth, understanding, and definition of what money is, and that your truth is the same as the Creator's? Would you like this? Just say yes out loud. So this is the definition from God. And we're just removing what you picked up from your family, your parents, TV, society, collective consciousness, and replacing with the highest definition of what money is. On all levels, in all languages, all aspects. So your higher self also knows what money is. And let's download you with the highest definition, understanding, perspective of what wealth is and what prosperity is. Again, all levels, all aspects. Would you like this? Thank you. Okay, so let's release the belief that it's that you're evil or greedy or corrupt for desiring money or riches or abundance. Let's release that on all levels, all aspects, all languages. Replace the highest truth that money is a magnifier. So if deep down you're kind and generous and loving, more money is just going to make you more kind, generous, and loving. Okay, let's release anywhere that you're afraid that money is going to corrupt you. Money is an energy, guys. Money can't corrupt you. Right? You can be a victim to collective consciousness, but money doesn't corrupt you. So let's disconnect you from the collective consciousness of corruption and to show that you can be spiritual, that you can be good, you can be kind, you can be generous and have money. Would you like this? Thank you. Good. Okay, so now we're going to release this either or. It's like I can have love and or money, but not both. I can have like health, but not happiness. So we're going to release this either or energy locked into collective consciousness and allow the Creator to show you that you can have it all, that you can have money, you can have health, you can have love, you can have all of it at the same time, that you're worthy, deserving, and it's possible, that you can have it. Would you like this? Thank you. Okay, let's allow the Creator to teach you and show that you're allowed to say no. So if people ask for money simply because you're rich, doesn't mean you have to give it to them. You get to choose who you give it to and how much, without being manipulated, without being shamed, without being killed, without being stolen from, that you're allowed to say no and have others value and respect and honor your boundaries, your voice, your presence. Would you like this? Thank you. So this is a really powerful energetic frequency as that comes in, guys. Because if you give money to a friend who has a gambling addiction, you make the addiction worse. right? If you give money to somebody who's a bad money manager, they're just going to blow the money and get themselves into more debt. So giving people money is not always the best solution. So what if you could teach them how to make their own money instead of sponging off you? That would be the more powerful gift. Right? It's like they say in the Bible, you can give a man a fish and feed him for a day. You give him the net and you teach him to feed himself for a lifetime. So what if you could use your money to create programs, courses, teachings, seminars, workshops, books, YouTube series, create content that could create these nets for people to fish. Then you help more people with your money. Just rather than handing a desperate friend some cash. Right? So you're allowed to say no. But you can say yes to something else that's going to make more and lasting impact. Oh, that feels much better, guys. Beautiful. Okay, let's release that money is your source of stability. Okay, so allowing the creative teacher to ensure that you are stable no matter what, that money is money, that money is not responsible for your stability, right? So you can feel stable no matter what. Let's disconnect security from money, okay? You can have no cash on you right now, but you can still feel secure. So let's disconnect this program that you must have money in order to feel secure, right? This physical piece of paper or numbers in your bank account that's responsible for your physical safety here on earth. We're just separating the programs and allowing Creator to show you that money is money and security is security. Would you like this? Thank you. Okay, good. Okay, we're going to release the first point of trauma when you are made to feel bad, wrong, selfish, greedy, evil for wanting more. So that might have been taking an extra sweetie from the jar, right? Or an extra cookie from the jar, right? Maybe you stole a toy from another child and you're ashamed or spanked for it. So we're going to ask the divine to release the shock and trauma from the first point where you are made to feel bad or wrong for wanting more. Okay, you're an adult now. You're not going to steal the cookie, right? Wanting more means wanting more money so you can do great work with it. Wanting more abundance is so that you've got this overflow to save, to spend, to invest, to give. So wanting more from the mindset of a child is linked to shame. So we're just going to unplug that because you are actually programmed for wanting more. Just like a plant seeks more sunlight, more water, more nutrients, and it spreads its roots and it grows. It's programmed for wanting more. The plant's not greedy. The plant is just programmed for expansion, just as you are. So the more is your expansion. Right? So what do you want more of in your life that is going to facilitate your growth as a soul? What's more that you want that's going to help you to become, that's going to help you to be of greater contribution to the planet? Yeah, that's better, guys. Worthy, deserving, you know how to ask for more. From a place of expansion, not from a place of lack. Okay, and so, well done. There's more work to do. That's going to be part of your homework. So now I'm going to give you the sacred symbol for magnetizing what you desire. It's the spiral or the coil, the spiral. Okay. And so if you're looking outwards, it's going to appear in a clockwise direction. Okay, spiral clockwise. To the outside world, looking at you, it appears anti-clockwise. So in this moment, we're going to activate our solar plexus chakra. You're going to visualize the coil coming from your solar plexus, right, in a clockwise direction from where you're sitting. See the coil or the spiral. It's been turned on, it's been activated, it's going to start to spin. You might see a bright yellow light. You might hear the sound as the magnetic energy is being turned on your solar plexus. And it's been turned on from a place of desire for this high value goal, the impact you wish to make on the planet, to do great work with your money. You'll start to feel that spiral spinning faster. You might feel a pulse or some heat in your solar plexus. And now you're going to send out your declaration or your manifestation. So you're going to state it in the present tense. I have, I am. I am the six-figure coach. Right? I am the multi-six-figure spiritual healer and teacher. Right? I already am the millionaire. You get to specify what that is. So in today's training, we're focusing on the money and the goals that are attached to the money that we wish to create. So it's the money for a program you'd like to purchase, a coach you'd like to hire, the deposit on your home. Is it home improvements? Is it a car? Is it a special gift for a loved one? State your manifestation for all the things that you want this money to buy. And you allow those material things, guys. Don't make those bad or wrong. Remember, we're like the tree, seeking light, water, soil for our growth. And as you make this statement, I want you to feel the feelings as though it's already happened. Right? If you're manifesting clients who've watched you on your YouTube, for example, if you're manifesting support in your company, like a virtual assistant or a video editor or a web person or a social media manager, see the team. Or help around the home. Might be like a nanny or a childminder for your children. Might be a cleaner, housekeeper, a driver. Remember, this is all about abundance, plenty. Don't ask for just enough. We want plenty. Good. Just surrender any guilt or shame for asking for more and just keep opening up the energy. Beautiful. Someone's manifesting a baby in time off work. Love that. A nice home by the seaside. Love it. Keep it coming, guys. I'm seeing your manifestations. It's beautiful. Keep it coming. Yeah. Seeing the retreat centers, the temples. Yeah. Beautiful. I'm seeing like an Eden project. Lots of glass domes. Seeing like allotments with homegrown food. Keep asking, guys. Focus on the desire. All the abundance, plenty, overflow, more than enough. And feel the energy of gratitude and appreciation. Feel as though it's already happened. Activate the energy, become a vibrational match. This is about getting into energetic alignment with your desires. You're using the law of vibration and the law of magnetism together. Fueled by a high value goal. This is why this is so powerful, guys. Thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is. And now, what will you do in return? In return for this money, in return for this abundance, what are you going to offer in return? Your knowledge, your wisdom, your skills, your presence, your magic, your zone of genius, your teachings. Offer your gifts to the universe and to all the souls you're here to impact. Step into the energy of service, contribution. Beautiful. Well done, guys. Well done. And now, final piece, the soul-led action. Our job is to let go of the how. You don't have to worry about the how it's all going to occur. That's up to the universe. Your job is to let go, surrender, and follow your bliss. Follow your soul's calling. The next step, the next step, the next step. It will all be shown to you. So in this moment, what does your soul guide you as the next step in order to receive all this abundance? Be fully available to know, to hear, to feel, to remember. The soul-led action. Nice deep breath. And open your eyes. Welcome back. How are you feeling? Let me know. Amazing. Wow, wow, wow. Inspired. Bliss. Fantastic. Awesome. Lift off. You cried. Oh, it's okay. It's all good. Tears of love. Hands are tingly. Yes. Yep. That can sometimes activate the heart, the chakras in the hands. Encantado. I don't know what that means. Dragon energy. Feeling hot. Tingling head. Hands feel heavy but powerful. Yawning is good. Yawning is good. Vibrating. Beautiful. Amazing. Okay. Tingling hands. Good, 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 good. Okay. So, yes. So wonderful. Well done, guys. Well done. So you would have received some sort of guidance or action step. This might be that you receive a piece of the information today, and it might come during your sleep cycle tonight, and then you might get insight tomorrow. Just be gentle and kind with yourself for the action step. It might be a very small little shift, or it might be a major decision and a big play. Right? Just trust whatever's been revealed to you. The moment you get the insight, the moment you get the light bulb idea from source, is the moment you take action. You never leave the point of a decision without taking some action. Right? You never leave the point of a decision with some action. So you decided, yep, I'm going to sign up for my divine mission. I'm going to sign up to do great work in the world. I've signed up for receiving infinite abundance and overflow. In exchange, I'm going to share my gifts with the world. My gifts as a speaker, teacher, writer, artist, musician, painter, healer, coach, right? Legacy leader, right? Whatever that thing is for you, you made this kind of commitment today that you were going to show up, right? And so it's now going to push you out of your comfort zone, because if you've always done what you've always done what you always do, you always get what you've always gotten. Okay, so in order to receive more in your life, you must do something different. Must do something different. That means stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something different, right? So if you receive some guidance and inspiration and insight today, take the action. Take the action today, right? I know for some of you it's very, very late. Even if you write it in your journal, right? The action step, or you send the email, right? Or you write the letter, or you put it into your schedule into your calendar, right? The action step. That's at least you taking some action from today's training, right? I want to get you guys into momentum. As we opened up the spiral, we started to open up this magnetic energy, and now your manifestation is going to come to you. Like the universe has been hearing your message. You've asked for things you desire. You've been pulling it in through the magnetic field. Okay, you raised your frequency, the energy of love. Okay, so in the energy of love, using this magnetic energy, you made your declaration for what you desire. It's been sent out the universe. We kept you in that frequency for long enough for the universe to kind of hear and to magnify the intensity of that frequency. The waves on the planet are now rippling, if you will, like your thought waves, right? Your thought waves are actual substance, right? It's a frequency gone out in the universe. And so now the universe is conspiring to make it happen. It's rearranging itself right now. So you want to be in the energy of expectation. Done deal. You've asked for your manifestation. It's now on its way. If there is any doubt in your mind, like, oh, I've asked for it and it's not showed up yet, it hasn't come yet, maybe I've asked for too much, that's your resistance. That's going to be your inner work that you will do as part of homework. What is my resistance to receiving all this abundance that I've asked for? If I release the weight and get healthy, what's my fear, right? If I make all this money and I buy this beautiful house, or if I have a successful business, I get all these clients, what's going to happen? That's going to be your homework, whether it's using digging or journaling or the Byron Katie work. That's going to be inner work to release the resistance. Now, your manifestation will still come even though you have resistance. Sometimes it comes a little slower, sometimes it comes with a bit of drama and trauma, but what you've asked for, it will come, right? You want it to come easily and quickly. You work on yourself. This is an ongoing process to work on your resistance to releasing. Now, that doesn't mean it has to take a long time, guys. It doesn't have to take years and years and years. Like, I've got the hacks, guys. I've got the hacks, right? I've spent the last 25 years attending workshops, seminars, right, to get the right ingredients in the right order. I'm going to be giving you those ingredients in the right order inside SoulAlign Money. So I'm going to just briefly talk about the program I've got coming up, and then I'll open up the lines for Q&A. So SoulAlign Money is my brand new program. We officially start on the 8th of December, so next week we officially start. It is a program of 8 weeks mastermind focusing exclusively on our money programs, all our money blocks. So these are all the patterns we have associated with money. So a deeper dive on childhood trauma related to money, mummy and daddy issues, archetypes. It's like slave girl archetype, like a slave to work, slave to money, or princess archetype, waiting for a man to rescue you and take care of you, for example. Those are just 2 archetypes, right? We're going to be like unpacking some dysfunctional programs linked to collective consciousness, linked to spirituality, religion, God, and money, breaking all those down. We're going to be recalibrating to what your real vision is for your life and starting to bring that into physical manifestation. So during the program, we're going to get you guys into action, into momentum. You're going to have accountability buddies inside this program, so you'll be working with each other during these 8 weeks. Obviously, there'll be a week off during Christmas, okay? But over those days, it's actually 9 weeks. But during these 8 weeks, you're going to be working with each other to clear the blocks, There'll be meditations, there'll be energy clearings, there'll be hot seat live coaching with me during those programs. There'll be bonus content in between the calls. This is going to be lifetime access. So we're delivering it live starting next week, but you'll have all the recordings so you can go back to it and re-listen to it. You can download the meditations to your phone and listen to them. There'll be sort of money clearing meditations, money manifestation meditations that will connect you to the grand vision for your life. So we have those high value goals. So it's going to be an immersive experience. It's going to bring up all these old stories. So you've been trying to do it yourself, guys. And I know some of you 30 healers, you've been working on this for years and it still hasn't shifted. Now's the time. Now's the time to bust through the blocks. This is not a 30 healing program. This is a body of work that it is mine. As I said, I've spent the last 23 years learning all this stuff to find the right ingredients in the right order to have your manifestation. This is a program on the energetics of money mindset. This is 80% of your results, guys. 80%. If you're looking to do crypto or Forex or like flipping land, or you're looking to do network marketing or any other business ventures, all of those things will work much faster, much quicker when you've got the psychology in place, when you've got the right mindset in place, and the programming. One of my skill set, one of my zones of genius, or my talents, or my magic, is the ability to recode the energetic blueprint that someone has linked to abundance, their abundance frequency, right? It's an energy matrix inside your energetic field that is tapped to past lives, collective consciousness, programming, that can be rewired, reactivated to allow abundance to flow in. This is going to be a rapid acceleration, a rapid process. So that's what I'm going to say about the program. If you feel like it calls to you, feel you're excited to do this, I'm going to have Jada post the link inside the oh, she's already done it. Oh, how efficient. Love it. She's posted the link. So that's where you can enroll on the program. I have now finished the sales page, guys. I know some of you were on Divine Abundance Codes. If you're on Divine Abundance Codes, give me a yes that you're on the program, on the Divine Abundance Codes. You got the first 8 codes. You got the first, some of you were, yes, you're still vibing high. Yeah, Divine Abundance Codes was awesome. The manifestation that were happening inside there were phenomenal. So you had a taster of the magic that can happen when you shift your energetic frequency. So this is the next level up, This is going to be my next flagship program. In the future, it'll probably be worth like £2,500, £3,000. Right now, it's on a very special price of $1,111, and there's also a payment plan for you as well. Okay, so if you go to this web page, SoulAlign money SoulAlign money in the link for you. That's where you can select either the pay in full or the payment plan option. And oh, you manifested 1,200 today. Woohoo! Amazing, Heather. Well done. Well, what if that could be every day, Heather? Right? So this is one of the modules is actually aligning to energetic minimums, aligned to energetic minimums. This is about manifesting money every day, and detaching from money must come from this client, must come from this job. So be open and available for all the ways that money can come. It can come from expected and unexpected sources. Okay, so this is where we let go of I have to work for the money, and we start to reprogram to money can come in other ways. It can come through savings, investments, for example. Okay, so then this is what we talked about, is like the 80% psychology. Once you've got the psychology down packed, then you start to get ideas on the ways to make money. Right? So I know some of you already are inside SoulAlign business. So you guys are, already, my students, you already know the results that are possible with the work that we do. So yeah, I invite you to SoulAlign Money. So it's 8-week mastermind. We start this Wednesday, 8th of December. We have a pre-call on Monday, pre-call for some pre-work with a guided meditation and some energy clearing. And our welcome call as well to welcome everyone inside the program. So I'd love to have you there. Okay, so everyone, we are going to open up the lines for Q&A, and I've seen some hands up already. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Yes, it was taken like a couple of years ago, actually. Yes, thank you. Yes, okay, so let's do this. So we've got Marcella. Do Marcella first. Oh, well done, Claire. You're gonna love it. So Claire's joined us. Unit's in. Amazing. Welcome. Yeah, the 5th point is law of compensation. Reap what you sow. What you put in, you get back. Right? Money's not free. Nothing's ever free. Right? What you put in, you get back. Yeah. So number 1 was you can't manifest from lack. You must raise your energetic state and pivot. Okay. Number 2, well-defined goals, right? The more specific, the better, right? Number 3, discipline, self-motivation, and persistence. Number 4, high-value goals, high value. So motivation from impact rather than from self-serving. Okay. And number 5, law of compensation. You reap what you sow. Yeah, we'll be diving a little bit more deeply into these laws. This is the 12 laws, because the law of attraction is not the only law of manifestation. It just became popularized through the movie The Secret, but there are other laws. This is why I said to you, some of you guys have got like part of the ingredients to make the souffle, and some of you are missing some of the ingredients, which is why it's not working. So you're trying to do what somebody else is doing. Like you might be doing the posting on social media. You might have the exact picture, the same quote, for example, and it's not getting anywhere near the same impact because of your energetics. So you could be trying to do the same thing as somebody else is doing and getting a completely different result, right? Because of your energetic state. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. So, hi, Marcella. Do you want to unmute yourself? No? Okay. Let's see, we'll do Cheryl next. Hi, Cheryl. Do you want to unmute yourself? Oh, no, we've got Marcella unmuted now. Marcella? Hello?
Ciao, ma io non parlo l'inglese, bellissima!
Ciao!
Non parlo l'inglese, Anna!
Do you have a question?
Allora,
No?
c'è Giada, c'è Giada?
Oh, it's Jada. Okay.
Giada?
Hi, hi Marcella.
So Marcella's going to speak in Italian. So let's
Ciao Marcella, come stai?
Grazie, bene, guarda, non me l'aspettavo, non sapevo come scriverli, non parlo inglese, Anna.
She doesn't speak.
I know, yes.
Ok,
Yeah.
mandali un grandissimo abbraccio da parte mia.
Ok, she sent you a big hug.
Li ringrazio per tutto ciò che ha fatto tutti questi mesi per me, anche se in maniera indiretta, ma l'ha fatto tantissimo.
And she would like to thank you for all the help that you have given her indirectly in the last few months. She really wants to thank you for everything.
Of course, of course.
Perché tantissimi suoi webinar messi su YouTube, nonostante non parlo l'inglese, sono riuscita a fare dei lavori bellissimi.
Yeah, because even though she doesn't speak English and she can't understand very well English, but she has attended all your webinars, and also she has seen all your YouTube videos, and yeah, she has received a massive help. Yeah.
Amazing. Even though
E volevo chiedergli come mai se sa spiegarmi questa cosa prima di qualsiasi cosa dei suoi webinar. Anzitutto penso di aver manifestato quei 4 giorni che le abbiamo fatto insieme, perché avevo chiesto a Skylar a attivare tutti i doni, i talenti dell'anima, e poi lei ha messo subito questo programma fantastico che l'abbiamo fatto 4 giorni. E avevo visto tantissimi segni sacri nel mio campo aurico che poi lei si è messa adesso a attivarli. Qual è il messaggio per me riguardando questa cosa? Mi sento molto in collegamento con Lana.
Okay, so she basically say that she has received a lot of activation through her energy, and yeah, she would like to know whether, because she feels really connected with you, she would like to know if you can sense anything, if you can pick up anything from her energy.
Okay, in regards to what aspect of life?
Yeah, Marcella, riguardo a che cosa vorresti magari sapere, se lei riesce a percepire?
Allora, avevo visto per esempio sul tempismo e missione divina, quando abbiamo fatto quei 4 giorni, attivato nel mio campo aurico era il fiore della vita, e questo messaggio proprio per tutti quanti, di portare speranza nel mondo, che c'è speranza e l'umanità c'è speranza, che tutto è possibile.
She is referring mainly for to do with her life purpose, and I think one of the challenge that she attended about her, you know, life purpose and everything, she basically got the message that, you know, there is always a hope for everything, for the whole humanity. So yeah, it's mainly to do
Life purpose.
the life purpose.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. I've got people saying they speak Italian, so it's a beautiful language. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And Shah in as well. Well done, Shah. I'll see you inside the program. So another one, wonderful. Okay, so let's do Marcel, let's have a look. speaking, teaching, and writing. I see a book with the body of work. I see theta healing, speaking and teaching, but I also see her creating her own body of work. I see women, children, family. It's to do with family unity, harmony, and how family is distorted through Western society. Like the family unit has been broken down, and the work is around like bringing wholesomeness back to family. So communication, support, how technology has broken down family. And so it's this bringing back of wholeness to family through like the glue, the glue, which is the love and the respect of family. So this would be this body of work of women, mothers, nurturing is what I see.
Ok, praticamente ha visto che praticamente teacher che dovrebbe un tipo di insegnare, ti vede sul Theta Healing e ti vede con anche a scrivere un libro, autrice di un libro, e ti vede anche a lavorare con donne e con famiglie, proprio ad aiutare appunto quelle famiglie a ritornare all'unità di queste famiglie. Attraverso il lavoro che farai ti vede anche a creare una tua modalità.
Grazie.
E quindi sì, più che altro donne ha visto lavorare con famiglie che magari sono state disagiate a riportarle alla unità, e mi sembra che ha detto anche children, bambini.
Sì, sì, sono presente queste immagini e adesso è la prima volta, voglio che, questa è la mia domanda verso l'Anna, è dovuta al lavoro che noi l'abbiamo fatto giorni scorsi sulla manifestazione, è stata per la prima volta oggi, durante la manifestazione, a vedere il mio bambino interiore, ok? Dall'anima a espandersi di luce e a manifestare.
Ok, beautiful, bello.
Bellissimo, guarda, mi sono venute le lacrime, ho detto wow.
So basically she said that during one of the exercises for during the manifestation, she has seen for the very first time her inner child, the light of this inner child that has expanded massively within. So yeah, it was a beautiful experience for her. And yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Italian is such a beautiful language.
Lo amo. Io non sono italiana di origini, ma sono innamorata di Calabria, di Giada. La Calabria di Giada.
Yeah, she says she's not originally from Italy, but she's in love with Italy, and especially with one of our regions called Calabria. It's in the south of Italy, and actually I'm half Calabrian. My dad is from Calabria, so this is how we also connected. We spoke a few times.
Ah, I see. Well, I've got visions of a holiday villa in Italy.
Oh,
one of my manifestations.
Yeah.
L'aspettiamo in Calabria meravigliosa, l'aspettiamo in Calabria meravigliosa. È un paradiso terrestre, molto vicino a lei.
It's a paradise, yes.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Marcella. Thank you. Okay.
Grazie Anna di cuore per tutto. E se sarà in futuro una possibilità di poter accedere alle lezioni in italiano, mi farebbe molto molto piacere. Io sono rumena di origini, quindi parlo anche il rumeno. Se sarà questa possibilità, ben venga. Guarda, sei fantastica. Sono cose che in Italia non vengono fatte, purtroppo. Sei meravigliosa, ti dico solo questo, sei meravigliosa. Un abbraccio.
She said that you are a wonderful woman, and in Italy they don't do this sort of things. So she really appreciated, what you're doing. And basically she also said that she would love if by any chance there is a future possibility where you can somehow provide a translation in Italian or in Romanian, in other languages, basically for your courses, if there is an option with some, undertitle with some translation, basically,
Thank you for planting the seed. Yes, there will be in the future. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Grazie.
Prego, ciao Marcella.
Okay, so Cheryl, you're next. Going once, going twice. Okay, maybe not. Okay, let's do Vicky now. And who have we got? Anumpama.
Hey Anna.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. Hi, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Wonderful. What's your question?
Great. Uh, well, today's webinar was fantastic. I think I released a lot of things. I kept on yawning and everything. And I just need to know. I am on a journey, but I'm not able to understand. I'm not able to make clear decisions. And I can see in bits and pieces about my purpose, but I am not able to make sense of whatever is happening. I've done my theta healing, the basic and the advanced,
Mhm.
and I'm constantly practicing it, but I'm not seeing any results as yet.
Ah,
I want to go for more. I mean, I want to go
I
for
understand. So
facilitator courses and everything.
yeah, just muscle test. Theta healing works for others, but not for me. Just muscle test that for me.
Yes,
Can you muscle test? Is that a yes?
yes.
Okay, so that's your digging. You need to dig on why you're not allowing this
Mm-hmm,
spiritual practice to work for you. That it's fine that it works for other people, that you can help other
mm-hmm,
people, but you can't help yourself. So
mm-hmm,
there's some religious programs that you're running. That's going to be your digging work. What programs are you running that's stopping you from being able to use
mm-hmm,
your gifts to be able to help
mm-hmm,
yourself? This is a
mm-hmm.
common one for healers, a really common one. It's like, oh, it's I'm taking advantage, that I'm being selfish. I should be helping the poor and the sick. Like I should be taking care of myself. That that it's wrong to do this. That I should sacrifice my life for other people. So it's like the
Mm-hmm.
martyr energy. Right, the martyr, I must sacrifice myself for all those that are suffering. Then I'll be really spiritual and I'll be holy and God will reward me. So there's some like
Right.
programs that you're running that's
Mm-hmm.
denying you from receiving the love from God.
Right.
Make sense? Yeah, clear that. I don't
Yes.
feel like it's going to take a long time. I feel like 1 or 2
Mm-hmm.
digging sessions, you're done, and then the healing will just start to come in.
All right.
Yeah,
Great.
okay,
Yep.
yeah, get to
I want to meet you very, very soon. I cannot stop myself to.
that.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, I love you. You're so welcome.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Okay, who's next? Vicky?
Hello,
Hi, Vicky.
nice to meet you. I'm from Greece.
From Greece. Hello, hello.
Hello. I want to ask you, I am a reflexologist, and with the coronavirus, I don't have much job, a lot of job, because we have to have take the foods. I'm sorry, I don't can't think the word.
It's okay. Take your time.
You have to touch the body, the feet. So with coronavirus, I didn't have a job,
I
and I don't know how can I give my services and what can I do if this continue to to happen.
I understand. Excellent question. Excellent question. I get it. So, yes, right now in the like current global economy, a lot of people are tied into this story or illusion of the global pandemic. Okay. Now, I'm not saying the virus doesn't exist. There's definitely a virus, right? It
Yes,
exists.
yes,
But people are tapped into collective consciousness, which has made them very afraid. Very afraid. The whole thing about the masks is like a muzzling of people, it's a suppression of people. People who are afraid are easy to control, right? This is happening on a global scale. People are being frightened into submission and fear, and it's destabilizing economies around the world. However, this is not everyone's truth. I guarantee this is not everyone's truth. I've been fortunate enough to be part of groups and masterminds of people who are having their best year ever. And this is possible for you, Vicky. This is possible for you. You must disconnect from the collective consciousness of this fear-based programming. I don't watch the news. I don't follow social media. I don't listen to the radio. I don't listen to any of that stuff that is giving me propaganda that makes me feel that I'm powerless, I'm helpless, that the economy is headed for destruction, that there's no jobs, that companies are closing down. I choose not to focus on that. Like at the beginning of today's training, we talked about you can't manifest money by focusing on lack. So you can't manifest a job by focusing, I don't have a job, because it literally, it's panic. It's panic. It paralyzes you. When you focus on the problem and you worry about the problem, you manifest more of the bloody problem, right? So you must, so for you, Vicky, you're focusing on, I'm gifted, I'm talented, I have all these abilities. I know that there's a job waiting for me. I know that I can create money, that creating money is easy for me, right? You must shift your focus to your desire and only focus on that, right? So this is going to require some discipline on your behalf, because obviously I get you're facing the fact that there's currently no work for you, but that doesn't have to be your truth. One, disconnect from collective consciousness, right? So are you a theta healer, Vicky?
I do it for myself.
But you're a theta healer, yeah?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, but
so yeah,
only for myself.
you're going to do cord cutting, you're going to do the digging, right? So if you're not a theta healer, guys, you're going to do the journaling, right? Journaling on like, why is this whole pandemic a bullshit story, right? What is more true for me? Well, that I can thrive in any economy, right? Just because there's a virus in the world does not mean that I can't make money, that I can't, have a business, or I can't help clients, or that there's not a job for me, okay? So you want to shift by disconnecting from collective consciousness and focus on your desires and work towards those desires, knowing that there is work for you, that there are clients for you, that there are opportunities for you. When you shift your energy and your focus to your desires, the perfect solution will occur, because you're going to raise your frequency. If you're vibrating at panic, fear, and worry, good ideas won't come from there, right? So who's ever made a decision from a moment of panic and fear? We've all done it. What's the result? More of the same crap. When we make a decision from a place of panic and fear, more of the same. So we must raise our frequency, raise our vibration, change our state, get excited about what we're wanting to create, get excited about the vision for our life. From that place of vibrating high, we're going to get great ideas. We're going to get insights. We're going to become a vibrational match. So I know all of you know people who are magnetic, right? You've been in the presence of somebody that was so charismatic and vibed high, like you just wanted to like be next to them, like, oh my God, I feel so good about this, around this person. They're so awesome, they're amazing. It's literally like oozing off them like vibration, because they're vibrating high. You feel their energetic frequency before you feel their physical presence. And as you move closer to these people, you're feeling like the buzz that's coming off them, like, oh my God, this person's just amazing. They're literally vibrating this frequency because they're vibing high. So Vicky, disconnect from collective consciousness. 1, do the work. Start telling a new story, that there is work for me, that there are jobs for me, that money's coming to me easily, freely, that I'm open and available for the abundance. So doing the manifesting meditation, doing your daily journaling and writing. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am, now that I have. And that can in fact be homework for everybody, that you take a special journal, right? Journal just for this masterclass, and it can be your vision journal, that every day you go in there and you write down, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am, now that I have, and paint the picture, write the scene of your beautiful life. And what will happen is your frequency will raise, and you'll start to get ideas at this higher frequency, and then slowly but surely opportunities will come, and another opportunity, and another opportunity, because your life is blessed, Vicky. Your life is blessed.
Okay, thank you. So it is my afraid that if I touch someone, I will be something wrong now with coronavirus. It's my, how can I say, maybe it's my belief that
Yes.
if do someone reflexology right now with the coronavirus pandemic, it will be something wrong that I did.
Yes, that's a belief. Change the belief.
Yes,
Change the belief.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Next. Delzenia.
Okay.
Hey, Dulcinea.
Hi,
Hello, hello. How are you, my lovely?
I'm doing well. Thank you. This last challenge was rocket.
Oh, it was so good, wasn't it?
Yes.
My abundance codes was like through the roof. Through the roof, yeah. And for those of you who enroll in SoulAlign Business and Pay in Full, you get the abundance codes as well. So yeah, you'll be vibing very high. I'm still buzzing from that challenge. So my lovely, what's your question?
So given that what you just said, I think you just answered my question. Did I really need to do a SoulAlign money because I'm doing money, I mean, SoulAlign, and is it, I feel like, okay, this is what I feel, that I'm going to get it doing SoulAlign, but the soul money accelerates it?
Yes, it will. Yes. I mean, SoulAlign Business is a different program to SoulAlign Money. In SoulAlign Business, we do have the money modules, but SoulAlign Business will exclusively focus on money only, So, Delzenia, if you feel pulled and called to do the program, do the program. If you feel you are going to get the activations inside SoulAlign Business, then you can just stay in SoulAlign Business. It needs to be a decision from your heart space. What feels good and aligned and expansive to you? Follow that. Follow that. Yeah.
Girl, you know, I want to be everywhere you are.
Come hang out. Come hang out. Come hang out. So in terms of abundance, right? Money, where are you most stuck? Is it that you can't manifest money at all, or is it you can't manifest money from your art, or is that you have money and then people take it? Like, what's the pattern that you're observing relates to money?
That I've lost a lot of money, like trying to get answers for things, but I feel like in working with you that it's shifting. Like I'm having the thing with the IRS. I had a CPA that wasn't filing things, and it was maddening. And finally, I have a lawyer, and we're getting it straightened out, and I'm starting to get that done. And then, like, during this challenge, like after doing the homework the third night, the next morning I had a text from someone wanting to buy a piece of art out of the blue. So that's why I'm like thinking, well, I don't know that I need to do SoulAlign money, but you know, I always want it to come faster. I mean,
yes. Yeah.
But,
okay, so if you decide, so this goes for everyone, if you decide to buy the program out of desperation and panic, don't buy. If you're buying from the program like, I want to create money, I want to create abundance, I want to be in high vibes, that's the motivation with which I want you to enter in the program. Intentions are so powerful. They're the seeds. They're the seeds of greatness. So if your intention is to create more abundance, your intention is to get more of your art sold and more people consuming your art, if your intention is to make more money to do the great work, that's the right intention to buy with, right? But if you're buying the program out of like scarcity or fear and things like that, it's the wrong energy. Make sense?
yes.
So buy from a place of joy and expansion, and that's what's going to be created during that 8 weeks. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to be really transparent. So if I'm focused on doing SoulAlign money, is it okay just to let SoulAlign business kind of, I don't see me being able to do both at the same time. That's just so much work.
I see. Okay. So let go of the story.
Okay.
Let go of the story that it has to be a lot of work.
Okay.
What if making more money was part of getting more clients?
Oh, I like that part. I like that part. I mean, that's what I want. I mean, it's time. Like you said, and when it's time to get on with it, it's like,
yeah.
And it's moving forward. I know for the first 2 years I've been with you, it's been really wonky. And I was really like I'm just about done, ready to be an old lady in the garden because this is just too fucking hard. But it started to shift, and it's like my website's coming together and my art's coming together, and I'm posting things, and I'm getting 80 people liking, and 40 to 80 people liking stuff, and I'm like, whoa, and I'm not doing anything but just showing them my garden, and this is what I do to be peaceful, and it's like I'm just being myself. But I decided I'm going to post something rather than nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and until I get more clarity about exactly what I should post.
Yeah.
So it's shifting. That's all I know. It's happening.
Beautiful, beautiful. So be totally available for it to happen faster.
Okay.
Yeah, like just get into that Lamborghini, go into fifth gear, and be totally available for it to happen faster. That it doesn't have to be slow. And also, my oldest student was 83. That's my oldest student.
Okay.
She had just started her coaching qualifications, and she had a 30 healing to her toolkit. So
All right.
I don't plan to retire ever. I'm still going to be doing this at 100 with my
I
face.
hear you. Hey, me too.
I do this because I love it. I love it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So be
Okay,
guided
thank
by your heart. What feels good? What feels joyful? What feels expansive? Make the decision from that place, and then you'll get the perfect choice.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Lovely.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Okay, guys, if we're going way over, I'm getting a little fried. I'm going to do one more person. Let's just see one more person. Where do I feel called? Where do I feel called? Interesting. Maria, I feel called to you for some reason. Let's see.
Hey Anna,
Hi, Maria.
I'm so grateful I manifested that.
You did.
I'm currently in Brazil, and so my question is, I'm in this path like you, but I started in 2018. I've been to all of Tony Robbins, Tony Robbins programs. I've been a pledge partner to him too, and I've taken so many courses, like 17 theta healing courses and everything you could possibly imagine in the US. So, and I'm still stuck. Basically, I was married to a millionaire, and I closed all the doors of abundance to my life because I felt guilty of receiving so much. I still have a lot of most of my things in the US, very expensive things, and I have shares that are on my name, and I am currently living at my mom's place because I don't have money to pay for rent.
Oh gosh, so you got money tied up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of I have $100,000 worth jewelry and all the most expensive things that money can buy. Okay, and I still kind of stuck in this paradigm. I have a book nearly ready and I have so much to give, but it feels like nothing really works.
I understand. Yeah, you stopped your money flow. Yeah. I understand completely. Yeah. So are you now are you divorced now from the millionaire?
We're separated because so it's like a long story. I don't really
Sure. No, that's
don't
fine.
really feel like he was set up, and he's been in the, it's like a crazy story. He's in the so he has like a multi-millionaire company, like a public company, but he was set up for, it's like a technology company, so people wanted to steal. It's like kind of Steve Jobs story, very similar to that. Okay. So
I understand.
I came back to Brazil because I didn't feel secure in the US any longer. And now I'm at a crossroads because I feel compelled, I received many instructions of how to create my own program already. I am already teaching people, and I have enrolled in one program to how to create my online courses. And that's, so anyway, I was sent to you and I feel I'm one of your people. So I actually don't know what to do right now, Anna, because I have so much to give and so many projects that I have already started, but I don't feel like really moving forward in any of them. And I'm not creating abundance. Like everything I have already created that came all at once in my life, they're all gone, and I kind of closed the doors for abundance. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I'm kind of worse than how I was before starting on this journey.
So what's the worst that would happen if all of a sudden all your programs and courses started making lots of money?
I feel it has to do deeply with my family, because when I was there, I invited my sisters and my mom to the US, and they hated me for everything that I was going through, and you know how I was shining, and I was a board member too. I was the only woman on a board member of a technology company. Like I was really shining bright. Okay. And then I started self-sabotaging myself. And yeah. So it is that.
Yeah, your fear is I can have money, but no family. Right now you're broke and you're living at your parents' house. And so you get the love. They feel sorry for you. So it's like the only way I can get the love and belong and be taken care of is if I'm broke. But you're torn because you're not doing your mission. So the longer you stay in this energy, the more painful it is because you're not doing the great work you're supposed to be doing. Right? So what would you need to believe in order to have lots of money, make lots of money, shine, and still belong to your family? What would you need to believe?
What is coming to me is it's about deserving it. Like I didn't feel I deserved it because everything I ever manifested since 2018 came all at once, like in a very short period of time. Okay.
Right.
So it's like everything, love, money, career, everything.
Here's something I found is when I was working with multimillionaires and billionaires, most of them didn't think they deserved the success or the money themselves. Deservingness is not a prerequisite for riches. It's interesting. I found it so fascinating that these like super uber wealthy did not feel worthy of the money. They didn't feel deserving of it. It just became their normal. It became their energetic blueprint, their expectation. So can we let go of the story that you have to be deserving of money? So money is like oxygen, guys. It's an energy. It's just an energy. Do you ever ask yourself, am I worthy of the oxygen I'm breathing? Am I worthy? Am I deserving? If I'm breathing too much breath, am I stealing from somebody else? You know, if I breathe too many breaths, my child won't get enough air. No. But we have all these like weird programs, distorted programs wrapped around money, that we have to be worthy, we have to be deserving. What if deservingness was not a prerequisite for receiving money? Because it's exactly what happened to you, Maria. Right? It's exactly what happened. You didn't have to be worthy. The money just showed up. So are you willing to let go of measuring your value, your worth by money? Is that okay? Yes. And this is actually a really fascinating energy, guys. So let's just release it for everyone in the group as well. They just like money is just like oxygen. You get to have it. Because there's plenty of people out there that you guys, I'm sure you know, that like totally don't deserve the money, yet they're like very, very rich, right? But they just have this expectation that it just gets to be there. It gets to be there. Can the creator teacher show you that you can have plenty of money, that you can shine, and you get to have your family? Is that okay?
Yes, please.
And that you no longer obligate your family to hold you back from manifesting and creating abundance in all areas of your life, including money.
Yes, please.
Thank you. And can I also release you obligating your family to hold you back from making money as a way to keep you physically safe?
Yes.
Thank you. There we go. That's done it. That's unlocked it now for you. Beautiful. And now it's safe for you to make plenty of money. Can have your own money.
Yes.
And that you can be successful as a woman, that a woman can have money, make money, save money, invest money.
Yes.
Okay, good. That's better. Cool. Okay, let's see what happens tomorrow, Maria.
Thank you.
I'm excited. Message me when the friggin' money shows up. I want to see your message.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely.
Okay.
And can I just ask you one more thing? I'm about to go to the US to sort out my things because all my things are in the storage. Do you see that it's the highest and best for me right now? Because I don't really want to live in the US anymore.
Yeah, I don't feel like you're going to be living in the US, but I feel like you're tying up loose ends. I feel like it's unfinished business that needs to be resolved. Like getting your stuff, like your possessions out of the country, getting the cash in place for yourself so you can like have your own place, your own space. I don't think you're happy living at your parents' place. Their vibe is different to your vibe and it's kind of keeping you down. I feel like you're going to be tying up loose ends. And then I see travel, a lot of travel. I see international teaching for you, online teaching. I see a lot of programs being created. You're going to be very successful, Maria. And I think you know that already.
Yes.
Sometimes what we do is we'll hold ourselves back because we don't want to upset our family. But if you're here to do great work in the world, then you do a disservice to humanity. Humanity suffers, all because you're trying to keep your family happy. But what will happen is eventually you'll become so successful that your parents and family will be forced to accept you as they are, and they will become your students. They will learn from you, and they'll be so proud. It's just this transition period where it's almost like, well, you're going to be one of us. So the family that suffers together stays together. That's also a program, right? That's also a program with Health and Collective Conscious. Like we have to stay together to be in the same class, if you will. Like we're the blue collar workers, or we're the farm workers, or we're the ones that are struggling. If you're not struggling, you must have cheated someone, or you must have ripped someone off, or you're evil, or whatever it is. There's stories around that because they're making wealth, money, success bad. This is why they're stuck. But you do a disservice to humanity. But Maria, I'm not worried about you at all. I see you thriving. I really do. You're going to be very, very successful. Very successful. But I feel like, you're going to be tying up loose ends between now and February. And I feel like there's like momentum. February, I feel like it's like you're building momentum. Like it's like I see the engine revving and you're about to take off. And March is like you're on stage, you're speaking, you're doing events. I don't know. I see you as like a public figure is what I see. And the work that you did with your ex-husband or your husband has kind of prepared you for building your own empire.
Oh, thank you so much, Anna. And I lived in London for 5 years, so I love London. And when I'm thriving, honestly, you're going to be there with me for
Absolutely.
sure. We're going to be toasting.
Yes.
Thank you. Sending you so much. Oh, yes, we're going to have a full feast there.
Yes.
And thank you so much. And I'm manifesting that I'm going to be in your top programs very soon.
Fabulous. I look forward to seeing you. Very exciting.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, my lovely. You're so welcome. Okay, we will wrap it up. Thank you so much. I had so much fun today. You have your action steps or your homework from today's masterclass. Okay, so you're going to be doing your journaling. Okay, your grand vision. Take a special, beautiful journal. Write your grand vision. Okay, for your life. You're going to be doing work with yourself or with a buddy to clear any resistance to receiving all the abundance you ask for. You'll be fascinated at the stories that show up in your journaling and your digging processes of all the silly reasons why we can't have our manifestation. Right? Just like Maria's example, she was holding herself back because she didn't want to upset her parents, right? She wanted to be the good girl, right? But the good girl has got empires to build, right? So it's fascinating work. So make sure you dive deep into releasing the resistance you have to your manifestations. So if you want, your some bit of hand holding and guidance and speeding up this process, then obviously I'd love to see you inside SoulAlign Business, SoulAlign Money, I should say, SoulAlign Money. The program starts on the 8th of December. We have our pre-call on Monday. Okay, this coming Monday, the pre-call. Okay, it'll be 8 p.m. London time. All the calls are recorded. There'll be live coaching on all the calls. There'll be journaling homework in those calls as well. So you don't have to be a theta healer to join the program. This is not a theta healing program. This is my own body of work. So you will get the ingredients in the right order to get your manifestations, to get all the abundance. And money is a part of that. I wish so many blessings for you. If you choose not to enroll, that's absolutely fine. I bless that you receive all the abundance that you're asking for, that it all comes to you with ease, grace, and joy. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm going to log off myself. If you want to stay online for a little bit longer and chat with Giada, you're more than welcome. I'm going to leave the line open for about 15 more minutes. If you've got any questions about dates and timing and registration, things like that, then Giada's available to speak to you this evening. And I know you can also book a clarity call with her as well. But the early bird price does end on the 8th of December. So right now it's 11111. And the payment plan I think is 222 a month for 6 months. So that I've made it like super low cost for you guys, but the price will go up on the 8th of December. So that's like, it is going to be, the program is going to be a very comprehensive program. So it's going to be worth a lot more in the future. So this is an opportunity to get in at the early stages of this program as I'm creating it with you. This is going to be probably the best price you'll get. So I'd love to see you inside SoulAlign Money. So as I said, we start on the 8th of December. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for joining me from around the world. What a blessing. I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed to be in your lives. Thank you so much, everyone, and good night.